issues from Sinn Féin, that it was their position in their Ardèche that they'd had a debate. Gun clubs were mentioned continually. This has nothing to do with gun clubs. This is about fox hunting. That people don't go out with a cruel intent. It doesn't matter about your intent if the end object is that a fox is going to be caught and killed in a prolonged way. It is cruel. Drag hunting is another alternative you might argue for at your Ardèche. And this thin end of the wedge argument, no, we're dealing with one issue. We're dealing with fox hunting. You vote on that and you vote on that alone and leave the deliberate misrepresentation out of it. Deputy Kenny said he'd had a groundswell of support. The groundswell of support has come from people in favour of the bill. Like, let's be clear, there's been massive, social media, the number of people who've gotten behind this in the 7 months since I raised it at first stage. Now, Deputy Cronin talked about her personal beliefs colliding with her party. And she talked about how she has to go in and vote for this because United Ireland is her priority and she's involved in a collective struggle. First of all, there was a suggestion that I'm, splitting the left by raising stuff. I'm going to come in and raise issues to do with anyone who's oppressed or animals that are being brutally treated. I can't wait around for Sinn Féin to change its policy. I'm sorry. If I'd waited for that, we wouldn't have had repeal. I was putting repeal bills in here. Sinn Féin was sitting on socially conservative on issues. I'm sorry, I can't wait for you to catch up, That's not why I was elected. So I was elected to push things forward, not wait and sit and wait for the rest of you to catch up. It's not the only people who are splitting the left is people who don't agree that animal rights is a priority issue for the left. It is a priority issue. People who are serious about a progressive left would want to question why they can't convince their party conference to get rid of fox hunting. I mean, you really should be able to push how important that is. But it just so happens a lot of TDs in Sinn Féin gave people the impression that Sinn Féin was against fox hunting and against blood sports. So Sinn Féin didn't have their Ardèche in the autumn. I understand they had to postpone it. That was a good reason to allow free vote tonight, because you hadn't got time to change your position. But everybody who went and voted last year would have expected, most people certainly, that Sinn Féin was in line with this bill.